really, when we start from the very, very beginning, was my first deal, was the most memorable. And that's when I was selling about 40 years ago, a Westwind. The airplane was just about brand new, 2 months old. Of course, we sold it for a premium in those days. And we sold it to a Venezuelan. And we were going to close the deal and sign the deal in North Carolina. We were flying to Miami to make sure that the deal was all consummated, the cash was transferred, the papers were done, and they were taking the airplane off to Venezuela, and I was going back to Washington where I was working. And I was 23 years old. My first deal, I was, in my fanciest suit. I was feeling like I was the king of the jungle, man. I was sitting in the back of this Westwind, and I felt like I've really arrived. Having a scotch, and these two Venezuelan guys who represented the buyer was sitting across from me. And as we're flying down to Miami, they say to me, "Steve, listen, we need to talk to you about some issues." I said, "What's that?" He said, "We need to get our commission." Sorry, your commission? I mean, you work for the buyer. What are you talking about? He said, "No, we need to get our money." And I said, "I'm sorry, there's no money. The deal's done. It's finished. There's no money for you." "No, well, listen, we'll talk it over, and, after we get it all settled out, I'm sure everything will be okay. You go home." And I said, No, you guys, you're mistaken. There's no money. How much do you want?" And he told me how much they wanted, and I said, "We only made that much money." He says, "Nothing for sure for you. I'm new in this business, and I might be a little young, but isn't how it's supposed to work is maybe you have to ask a little bit more for the plane and get some fee paid. And anyway, there's no money for you." He said, "Listen, Steve, we're going to get the money. That's it, or there's no deal." I said, "Sorry, the money's transferred, deal's done." He said, "Well, we're going to find out in Venezuela." I said, "No, you don't understand, guys. I'm getting out of Miami. You're going to Venezuela. I'm going back home." And he's sitting maybe 4 feet away from me. He says, "No, Steve, you don't understand." And he pulls out a pistol, and he's pointing it right at my head. And I'm literally, I could probably hit him if I reached, but, it was a little scary. So I went from this, uber suave, successful guy selling this jet from this, 23-year-old kid, to all of a sudden, man, I was like, okay, I'm going to get shipped home in a little box of body parts from into my mother's house. So I didn't know what was going to happen. I was really shaken, getting a little bit worried. Anyway, we get down to Miami. This was in the old days, and it was the FBO Hangar 1. And we landed at Miami International Airport. And he says, "Come on, let's go call your office." Thank God in those days there was no cell phones. And so we had to go inside and hit the payphone inside the FBO. So as we're walking in and he's following behind me with the gun in his pocket, we go inside the terminal, and I put my 10 cents into the telephone booth. And as I'm waiting to call my boss, the lady behind the counter yelled over to us, "Excuse me, guys, I need your credit card to pay for the gas for the plane." So he turned around and walked maybe, 20 feet away, 30 feet away to give the lady the credit card. As soon as he got to the counter, I threw the phone down. I raced out the other side of the door. There was some stream of taxi cabs out there. I jumped into one taxi, and all of a sudden I said to the taxi driver, quick, I got to catch a flight, man. I'll give you $100. Get out of here now. So the guy takes off. My jacket, my briefcase, everything was inside the plane. I'm ducking down in the back seat. The guy comes running out, and I'm like, oh, man, this guy's going to start shooting at me. I'm dead. I'm finished. Anyway, I got over to the other side of the airport at Miami International. I'm hiding behind these gigantic concrete pillars. These guys coming after me. I mean, this is, starting in the Scarface days. You got all these crazy things going through your head. And long story short, I get on the airplane. There was no real security in those days. I got on the airplane. They closed the door of the airplane. But before I did, I called my office. I said, "Did the deal get done? The money's transferred. It's all closed." Yeah, everything's done. Fine. I said, "Okay, I'll talk to you later." I hang up. I get on the airplane. I'm like, oh, man, they closed the door. I felt so relieved. And, of course, the next day I get to the office, and I'm like, man, this was so cool, man. You should have seen me. It was like in a, adventure movie. Anyway, for the next month, all I was doing was looking over my shoulder. I was like asking a friend to start my car. I really thought that was the end of the world. But I never heard from the guy again. That was my first airplane deal. What the hell I'm still doing here now is beyond me.